On a day America celebrates its 242nd birthday, the rest of the world celebrates the fact we're bringing you another electrifying episode of sports entertainment excellence. This is NXT.
The following contest is a women's division match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Auckland, New Zealand, Dakota Kai.
I was talking to Dakota Kai earlier, and obviously this is a woman who's had a number of issues. She's been tormented by the NXT Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler, and she realized that she has to sit back and she wanted to reevaluate her game. She realized that she needs to trust herself. She can't doubt herself. She can't be hesitant. She needs to just keep progressing and moving forward.
Of course, Nigel, Dakota Kai has her issues with the lady of NXT, Lacey Evans.
Well, absolutely does, and I'll get to that in a second.
And a report from Ocala, Florida, Santana Garrett.
Santana Garrett competed in the inaugural Mae Young Classic. And hoping to record a big win here, getting an opportunity that she has definitely worked diligently to achieve, Percy.
Oh, without a doubt. We know how much it takes and how hard you have to work to succeed here at this level. But I got to tell you, I've been seeing a new type of confidence in Dakota Kai, especially after the issue with Bianca Belair. She stood up to her. She took a loss 2 weeks ago, but I'm telling you, she's improving week after week.
Well, that's good to see, but, you know, you mentioned earlier, Morrow, how Lacey Evans has been talking about Dakota Kai. She made some comments on social media. She tweeted, another big match for Dakota Kai and yet another loss. NXT isn't for little girls, sweetheart.
Someone should remind Lacey Evans that Dakota Kai defeated her back in March here on NXT TV. As Dakota Kai looks to do the same to Santana Garrett. Kai, of course, known as Captain Team Kick, but, well, versed in all aspects of sports entertainment, and Garrett using the rope adroitly to escape. The nimble Dakota Kai back into the side wrist lock.
Nice technical exchange between these two women, both very capable.
Shoulder tackle by Garrett.
Slight size advantage for Garrett.
Gotta give the credit, though, to Dakota Kai.
Leapfrog.
See if that plays a big factor here in this match.
Kai using her speed, and what a drop kick on Santana Garrett. Deep arm drag by Garrett. Another arm drag. Garrett, a second-generation sports entertainer, picked her father's brain. And now picking apart Dakota Kai. Stretching Dakota Kai like silly putty.
Well, we saw Kai's shoulder was injured months ago by Shayna Baszler. This could be a good strategy.
And Dakota Kai has had to weather some storms during her NXT tenure. Russian leg sweep by Garrett into the full mount cover attempt, and only a 2.
Santana Garrett making a very good shot for himself.
Santana's got some tricks.
A Muda lock on Dakota Kai. Rear chin lock with that bridge, Nigel.
Great neck strength from Garrett. Look at the way she drives with her feet as well. And still keeps hold.
Dakota Kai's driving, trying to get to that bottom rope.
Dakota Kai able to get to that bottom rope. Referee imploring Garrett to break the hold.
Well, Percy, you said that Kai was confident earlier. To me, she looks a little tentative. Maybe Baszler's still in her mind.
Oh, back elbow by Dakota Kai. Kai blocks the roundhouse. Garrett avoids the roundhouse. Arm ringer. Oh! Step up enziguri by the captain of Team Kick, Dakota Kai.
Certainly stunned Garrett. Gets up quickly, though, trying to attack again.
And Kai using her educated feet.
Garrett backs off to the corner.
Here we go. Take the long way around. Full head of steam.
Oh, face wash in the corner by Dakota Kai. And another face wash on Santana Garrett.
Now that Kai has the advantage, she pushes it.
Kai wants to remain in contention for the NXT Women's Championship. As does Santana Garrett.
1, 2, 3.
And Kai able to conquer Garrett in impressive fashion.
Here's your winner, Dakota Kai.
I told you, Nigel, off to a little slow start with Dakota Kai, but clearly the confidence in this one is growing.
I'll give it to you, Percy. She certainly came through at the end. If we can, we'll take a look at how Kai did it. It was Santana who started off well and had the control with this. But look at the way Kai refused to give and got to the bottom rope.
1, 2, break it. Come on, let's go, back it up.
Dakota Kai just completely determined. Check this out.
Wow!
She's got some tricks of her own.
Beautiful innovation from Kai, hitting the Kai de Gras, if you will.
Well, Dakota Kai gained immeasurable confidence by finally standing up to the bully of the NXT Women's Division, champion Shayna Baszler. Suffered a setback against Bianca Belair, but back in the win column tonight.
So a victory for Dakota Kai, which has got to give her confidence moving forward. And speaking of confidence, a man that exudes it there on your screen, casual yet self-assured, and a little fun on his way to the arena, the top 1%er, EC3. In stark contrast to this man, looking perturbed, mind elsewhere, certainly not the Johnny Wrestling that we're used to seeing. But be that as it may, William Regal has told Gargano he needs to move on from Tommaso Ciampa. So can Johnny Wrestling focus on the match, or will the top 1%er capitalize on Gargano's mental state when the two face off one-on-one tonight?
But when we come back, NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler will be live at Full Sail. And after her successful title defense at TakeOver Chicago, who can stop the Queen of Spades? Shayna Baszler is next on NXT.
Explain WWE Extreme Rules in 30 seconds. No problem.
So, like,
I'm thinking.
Crash! Ah!
I'm searching for the word.
And then you got the...
Has it been 30 seconds yet?
WWE Extreme Rules. There is no explanation, and there are no rules.
But check it, hell of a set, check it.
Is this not heaven, though?
Oh, yes, sir.
The weight room all to ourselves and big, juicy, tasty steaks on the grill out back.
Oh, Chucky, you stack the weights, I'm gonna check on the steaks. Here we go. Oh, yeah. You know what they say. Big Dill's likes his steak thick, juicy, and ultimately rare. Not overcooked, just nice, thick, and juicy. Oh, yeah, let's go check on it right now. Here we go. Look at this little... Chucky! 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 What happened?
Well, it looks like Tucker Knight has come a cropper. Whatever happened, what's going to happen tonight? Because they're scheduled for a match against the Mighty.
Speaking of the mighty, the Queen of Spades, NXT Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler, continuing her reign of terror. Baszler successfully defended the NXT Women's Championship, the first ever Women's Championship match at venerable Royal Albert Hall in London against Toni Storm.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the NXT Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler.
Everyone kept asking me, Shayna,
How do you handle someone crazy like Nikki Cross? Well, when the dog goes rabid, you put it to sleep. You people asked the question, and in Chicago, I answered. I'm the most dominant force this division has ever seen, and it doesn't matter how many different ways you ask the same question, the answer will always be the same. Come on, ask. I know you want to ask. I read Twitter. The best athlete in the PC, Bianca Belair. The pirate with the elbow drop, Kairi Sane. Candice LeRae. Little woman should probably stay home and take care of her husband. No, the answer will always be the same. I'm the reason they have to have a second Mae Young Classic this year. They have to scour the entire globe just to find a challenger for me. But it doesn't matter who they are or where they're from or what they've done. The answer will always be the same. I will put them to sleep, and you will hear, and still, your NXT Women's Champion.
Wow. Oh, does Shayna Baszler ever look confident? Calling out the entire NXT Women's division.
I mean, like, really though, how can you argue with her? You can't.
How can you exactly? I mean, is anybody going to be able to step up as an equal to Baszler? It is certainly going to take someone very special.
Well, you know what? The team of Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch, they stepped up and almost proved to be the equals of the Undisputed Era, giving them a hellacious battle at NXT TakeOver Chicago 2. In the end, Undisputed Era retained the tag team titles. Unfortunately, Oni Lorcan suffered an injury, and we're now going to get an update on the status of one half of the tag team, Danny Burch.
Danny Burch, I spoke with you after NXT TakeOver Chicago, where you and your partner Oni Lorcan were seconds away from beating Undisputed Era and becoming the new NXT Tag Team Champions. What are your thoughts on TakeOver Chicago, and do you have an update on Oni Lorcan?
Well, Kathy, TakeOver for myself and Oni was the combined 25 years of hard work to get here, and we came up that short, and yeah, Oni got hurt. That's how it goes, you know? But he's had surgery, he's recovering. We're looking at about 3 months, and then we're going to be in the hunt again for the NXT Tag Team Championship.
Danny boy! Yo, what's up, Kathy?
Kathy, you can go. Yeah. You can go. Go ahead. How you doing, buddy?
Now settle your britches, Burchie. Yeah, Burchie. Because even if Oni Lorcan does ever fully recover, you boys are at the back of the line for an NXT Tag Team title opportunity. But guess who's at the front of that line?
The Undisputed Era is.
As a matter of fact, boys, next week we're invoking our rematch clause. Love a good clause.
Goody.
Because, Danny, let's just get real for a second. You're kind of a loser. So maybe you could just scram or get or
I'll tell you
something.
what, I'm going to stop you right there. Why don't you all wind your necks in and listen? A couple of weeks ago, Royal Albert Hall. Ring any bells? Oh, that's right, you're missing something. And then before that, Kyle, I pinned you.
What is this?
So I'll tell you what, hush.
What is this? This big head. All of a sudden, you and Oni Lorcan have these giant egos that just clearly can't be contained. I swear to God, you know what it's from? It's when I gave Oni Lorcan an NXT North American Championship match. Ever since then, cocky as can be.
Unbelievable. I'll tell you what then. Just put your money where your mouth is. You and me, one-on-one, next week.
Wait, so you versus me, one-on-one in a match?
Yeah.
He wants this?
Yeah. Okay, man.
No, that's awesome. You're a good man.
Good deal.
Well, Adam Cole seemingly nonplussed about a potential match with Danny Burch. We'll have to see whether such a match happens next week. But in the meantime, the Velveteen Dream experience makes its vainglorious return to Full Sail as the sartorial superstar takes on one of NXT's most impressive newcomers, the towering Chris Dijak.
But coming up next, with Heavy Machinery's Tucker Knight suffering an ambush attack at the PC earlier today, we're still unclear or what to expect from this one, as Heavy Machinery are scheduled to do battle against the Mighty in tag team action. We'll find out all the details when NXT returns next.
The war is here. NXT, the raid has begun.
These two have traveled all over the world. 6 tag team titles.
War Raiders want to collect gold in the NXT Tag Team Division.
Destruction and Chaos, Rowe and Hanson.
Lightning quick offense from Rowe. Blistering brutality.
Hanson, look at the athleticism of the big man.
War Raiders manhandling their opposition.
Everyone falls to the War Raiders.
Now that the Gargano fairy tale is behind me, all the personal crap goes away, and I focus on business. I focus on that shiny little title of yours, because Aleister Black, you have something that I want.
If Mr. Regal decides to make this match happen, then you will realize I will kick your life
Aleister!
out.
Boy, you be careful what you say. All I need is one title match. One moment. And in that moment, your title reign will fade to black.
Last week, the scourge of NXT, Tommaso Ciampa, claimed he needs just one moment to capture the NXT Championship from Aleister Black. Well, in 3 weeks, right here on NXT TV, Ciampa gets that moment to shine. Aleister Black has made every challenger to his throne fade to black. Can Ciampa do the same to Black's championship reign? We will find out in 3 weeks when Ciampa challenges Black for the NXT title.
Well, there they are, the 2 Aussie action heroes making their way to the ring. The big question is, who are they going to face?
Nick Miller, Shane Thorne, showcasing a new attitude as the Mighty.
The following contest is a 2-on-1 handicap match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 450 pounds, Shane Thorne, Nick Miller, the Mighty!
Oh, that just answered my question. It's a 2-on-1 handicap match, so Dozer's doing it on his own.
I can't believe it, but I tell you what, Dozer wants some get back. He wants some retribution for what happened.
There is the big Dozer, but he's got a big job ahead of him.
And their opponents, weighing 330 pounds, representing heavy machinery, Otis Dozovic!
Now look, Dozovic is completely fired up about the Mighty taking out his boy Tucker Knight. See, the Mighty knew they had this match coming, so they removed half of the equation, but you better believe Dozovic is going to make the Mighty pay for it.
Wait 1 second, where is your evidence?
Come on, man. You heard the talk around here.
Well, there's plenty of evidence about the size of Otis Dozovic is fighting hard. He is willing to go it alone. His partner put on the sidelines, mysterious fashion, and he will, what? Oh, Dozovic already showing his brute strength.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything mysterious about it, Nigel. We know who attacked Tucker Knight.
Until you've got evidence, Percy, you keep that to yourself.
Dozovic showing who is mighty in this tag team, this handicap match.
Big Dozer having fun at the moment.
Whoa!
He ain't playing.
Otis Dozovic cleaning house.
No one messes with my brother! You see him just muscle Nick Miller over the top rope. He ain't messing around.
What did he say there, Percy? I couldn't understand him. You speak, meathead.
Nobody messes with my brother.
Wasn't asking you.
Just helping out.
Hold on.
Oh, what a clubbing forearm by Dozovic.
They don't look too mighty to me.
That was brutal.
All right, man, that is it.
Oh, boy.
No!
Dozovic just ate the top turnbuckle.
Dozovic proving to be a formidable force. Oh, but doesn't have eyes in the back of his head. His head's not in a swivel, and Miller exploiting the advantage the Mighty have in this 2-on-1 handicap match.
That's why they call it a handicap match, because you are at a handicap every stage of the way.
I gotta say, personally, I'm disappointed in the Mighty. This adjustment, this new attitude of theirs, I just can't get over it. I can't believe it.
It's been successful, Percy. How can you argue against that?
Covering. Dozovic kicks out at 2 when the tag is made. Miller, full mount on Dozovic, ground and pound.
Nice tag. And this is what Dozer's going to have to face for the entire match. Quick tags in and out.
Big boy Dozovic is still up.
Not for much longer.
Ooh. What goes up must come down in painful fashion for Dozovic. The cover by Thorne. Dozovic powers out.
After taking all that abuse, he is still finding a way to hang in there and stay alive in this match.
Give it time, Percy. Give it time. Look at that ugly mug. Oh, dear.
Shane Thor, that hold on the neck is not quite as effective. Dozovic's neck is just so thick and he's so powerful overall.
Dozovic making it back up to a vertical base, but then gets tossed into the corner, and now the Mighty double teaming for the moment on Otis Dozovic. One half of Heavy Machinery deciding to go it alone in a 2-on-1 handicap match after his partner Tucker Knight was attacked at the Performance Center. And the Mighty trying to pick up the ample girth of Otis Dozovic.
What a show of
strength by Dozovic.
You gotta be kidding me.
I'll give him that. That was impressive. But at this point in a match, Dozovic would normally make a tag. He's on his own.
He's tagging the Mighty. Running over Thorne and Miller on a rampage.
You're talking about some endurance? The big boy can go.
Otis Dozovic steamrolling the Mighty. Wow! What a throw by Dozovic!
The Mighty thought this was going to be an easy win. This was going to be a handicap match. They were
What
mistaken.
train of pain!
Well, it it was never going to be easier against a man the size of Dozovic.
But just think about this. Can you imagine if Tucker Knight was here?
Oh! Dozovic able to catch one half of the mighty Thorn in midair. All about the stakes and weights and proving that even without one half of his tag team heavy machinery, Otis Dozovic with the caterpillar and the diving elbow drop. Dozovic is getting it done. What a tremendous display. Guts, fortitude, and skill. Otis Dozovic on the second turnbuckle.
Oh, boy. Oh, no.
Looking for the Vader bomb, but Miller saved Thorn.
Oh, driving knee. And again, the big factor of having a partner on the outside makes all the difference.
Miller, the legal man. Oh!
Driving Northern Lariat. Dozer goes down hard.
Oh, the mighty vanquish Otis Dozovic.
Here we are winning the mighty.
But what an effort by one half of heavy machinery.
Look, you gotta applaud Otis Dozovic no matter what. You gotta applaud him for standing up for his boy, but the numbers game was just too much.
Nigel, the mighty celebrating like they won the NXT Tag Team Championship. It was a 2-on-1 handicap match.
It was a huge victory from there. Was a time where both of you fellas thought they were going to lose. They came back to win. Well done. Let's take a look at how they did it. To my point, Dozovic was looking strong, running over the Australians. Wham! One after the other. And there's another one for your money. But ultimately, it would be having a tag team partner on the outside. Miller pulling his partner out of the way.
Dozovic was going for it all, found nobody home. And this is where the mighty began to take full advantage of the solo Otis Dozovic.
Oh! Northern Lariat, right to the back of the neck, shoots the half and the leg, and that is a victory for our Aussie action heroes. Well done, boys. Good on ya.
Miller and Thorn certainly hoping that this change in attitude will eventually lead the mighty to the NXT Tag Team titles. Another superstar with championship bling on her mind, even while on her honeymoon, is Bianca Belair. Earlier this week, the EST of NXT sent us this message regarding her thoughts on the NXT Women's Division.
Not even like I need an introduction, but Bianca Belair here, the EST of NXT. And while I'm sitting here on my honeymoon, I keep seeing all these comments from all the girls on the roster saying how they deserve to be the #1 contender for the women's NXT title. How? Well, you got one girl running around backstage like a wild lunatic. You got one girl who thinks she's a real-life pirate. You have one girl who thinks she's the captain of a team that doesn't even exist. And don't even let me get started on the girl who can't even focus on herself because she's too worried about what her husband's doing. And then you have me, undefeated, because I haven't been pinned by any of these girls. But you know what? I'm just gonna get back to my honeymoon, and maybe that'll give these girls time to catch up. But I doubt it.
Bianca Belair sounding more confident than ever as the rest of the NXT Women's Division has been put on notice. Just like Gargano's hometown, Cleveland Cavaliers must once again move on from LeBron James. Regal has decreed that it's time for Gargano to move on from his anathema, Tommaso Ciampa. Tonight, Johnny Wrestling goes one-on-one with the top 1%, EC3, in our main event.
And another superstar looking to rebound from defeat Chicago is the self-proclaimed Prince of NXT, the Velveteen Dream. Velveteen is looking to put the spotlight back on himself, but in order to do so, Dream must feast his eyes on Chris Dijak. Next.
Welcome back to the campus of Full Sail University here in Orlando, Florida. Tonight, NXT is powered by Tapout. Available at Aeropostale and Tapout.com. After being called out by Vanessa Bourne last week, NXT's Pirate Princess was asked by reporters about Bourne's aspersions. Earlier today, we received this response from Kairi Sane.
I heard what Vanessa said. I think she should focus more on fighting. But it's okay. Let's have a match. Vanessa, I will beat you, make you walk the plank, and then I will take the treasure, the NXT Women's Championship.
Kairi Sane is looking to show who's in charge of the high seas here in NXT. Can Vanessa Bourne navigate the choppy waters? Find out when Bourne battles Sane in 7 days on NXT TV.
And speaking of next week, we've just got breaking news from the office of General Manager William Regal, when Regal tweeted that he heard about Danny Burch's idea earlier tonight, thinks it's a great idea, and so has made the match official. Adam Cole, the leader of the Undisputed Era, will face the double tough Brit Danny Burch in singles competition next week on NXT.
Velveteen Dream.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C., weighing 227 pounds, the Velveteen Dream!
Well, Velveteen Dream's modus operandi is he doesn't share the spotlight with anyone, especially in tag team matches. Nigel, he left EC3 to fend for himself in their titanic tag team confrontation with Aleister Black and Ricochet at Royal Albert Hall in London in that first ever tag team match. We saw him do the same thing to Ricochet.
Well, absolutely. Velveteen Dream is a man who doesn't play well with others, certainly when things aren't going his way. And when that happens, he decided to go his own way.
And Percy, Velveteen Dream coming up just short in another instant classic at TakeOver Chicago 2 against the aforementioned one and only.
I completely agree, but I tell you what, if he lets ego get in his way like he did against Ricochet in Chicago, he might be looking at yet another loss here tonight.
Dream certainly sick of other people coming in, getting opportunities based on reputations elsewhere. You could certainly say that's about the guy coming out now.
And his opponent, from Worcester, Massachusetts, weighing 270 pounds, Chris Dijak!
Chris Dijak came to NXT with extensive credentials. Not that Velveteen Dream is impressed or anything. A three-sport athlete in high school. Dijak excelled especially at football, heavily recruited by many top college football programs. And boy, does he showcase that high-level athleticism inside the squared circle.
Talking about a guy that's 6'6", pushing 6'7". He is very mobile, extremely agile for a guy of his size. He's been working on his size, trying to trim down. He's down to 1,500 calories a day. That's a man who's dedicated to his craft.
Dijak gave Ricochet everything he could handle in Dijak's NXT TV debut. And he will get set to match skills and wits with the unorthodox Velveteen Dream.
He better not get too arrogant. This is going to be a huge test for him in Dijak.
It's not often that Velveteen Dream is in there with someone 2-3 inches taller than himself, but he is today.
Feast your...
Feast your eyes on that.
What about that? Huh? You want to top me? You want to one-up me? Where you going? Where you going? Huh? Where you going?
Gamesmanship, game of one-upsmanship materializing in this much-anticipated matchup.
Get him off. Back him up.
Let's go.
Big smile on the face of Dijak.
Yeah, Dijak.
Didn't seem concerned. Now he's just angry.
Oh, and speaking of angry, here comes Velveteen Dream with a volley of strikes. And a big boot to Chris Dijak. Dijak responds in kind.
Time to fly!
And Dijak says it's time to fly as he sends Velveteen Dream across the ring.
I've always said Velveteen Dream can fly like the best of them. Ooh, look at that. Clubbing forearm, one caught the jaw.
Oh, what a hard-hitting affair already. What a super kick by the flexible Chris Dijak.
Driving into the chest of Dream.
You hear a lot about the striking ability of the big, tall man, Dijak.
Wow.
Take a look at the power.
Go for a run.
Incredible show of strength by Chris Dijak. Velveteen Dream might be thinking, man, I hope I'm asleep and this is all just a bad dream, because Chris Dijak is taking it to the vainglorious one.
Oh, well, he was.
Dream quick to scale the turnbuckles.
Now we're going to see some aggression from Velveteen Dream.
This is how brutal Velveteen Dream can be when he decides to turn it on.
Velveteen Dream turning up the intensity factor, knowing he is in a fight against the bigger Chris Dijak. Ripcord clothesline.
Dream didn't like it. He felt like he was being embarrassed by Dijak.
Dream was looking for the rude awakening. I think it's been a rude awakening for Velveteen Dream against Dijak thus far, but he manages to execute the neckbreaker.
Well, after that matchup at TakeOver Chicago with Ricochet, perhaps Dream was wanting an easy match tonight. He certainly hasn't got that.
Leg drop by Velveteen Dream against Dijak, and Dijak kicks out
at one.
It's just smothering Dijak.
I can tell you from experience, fellas, you do all that to someone, they kick out on one, you start questioning yourself.
Velveteen Dream and Ricochet blew everyone away in the Windy City, and then Ricochet involved in that tag team match with Aleister Black against Velveteen Dream and EC3 at Royal Albert Hall. Dream leaving EC3 to his own devices, and now Dijak unloading on the Velveteen Dream.
Brutal. Right hand upside the jaw.
A dynamic offensive display from the walking redwood Chris Dijak.
Oh, boy!
Big kick sends Dream crashing to the canvas, and Dream just able to escape, but Velveteen Dream on the receiving end of quite the brutal beating courtesy of Chris Dijak. Nigel, you know Dijak's credentials better than anyone.
Well, absolutely, but you don't need to know anything about his credentials. You just got to look at this man and how he hit that tornado boot.
I tell you, if you didn't know much about Dijak before the night, he is showing improving right now.
Whoa! Face first on the ring steps. Velveteen Dream exploding.
That was devastating. If Dijak gets back in the ring.
All it takes is one moment to turn the tide in sports entertainment, and Velveteen Dream just did that.
Dijak in at 7, but there's not much left.
Hold on. Ooh.
DDT by Velveteen Dream. And Velveteen Dream survives against Chris Dijak.
The Velveteen Dream.
Nice, you said Velveteen Dream might have been looking for something easy tonight. Well, he did not find it in Dijak, but that's the sign. That lets you know right there how dangerous and why Velveteen Dream is one of the best superstars on the NXT roster.
All it took was one moment. An explosive counter by Velveteen Dream, but boy, did Chris Dijak impress.
Absolutely, before that, time to fly indeed. Launching Dream halfway across the ring.
And look at the power just ensued. Check out the knees, but check out Dijak just tossing Dream like a rag doll across the ring. Oh!
But ultimately, this would be the big changing point in the match, driving Dijak's head into the ring steps.
And after this, it was game over. Velveteen Dream picks up the 1-2-3 here at NXT tonight.
Here's your winner.
Damage had already been done, but Velveteen Dream made sure Dijak didn't get a second opportunity. Certainly owns the ring, doesn't he, boys?
Velveteen Dream doesn't like to share the spotlight, and after a hard-fought match, the spotlight continues to shine on Velveteen Dream.
I am in the top 1%.
Oh, wait a second.
And that's what makes you just you and me, me.
You can read the letters.
EC3 has a bone to pick with Velveteen Dream.
Well, of course, Mara, you mentioned it earlier, it was in London. EC3 was teaming with Velveteen Dream. And when the match started to go against these two, Velveteen Dream took a hike. Clearly, the 1%er hasn't forgotten.
Hey, who would, though? You leave me in a tag team match, I'll come after you too, Nigel.
Dream is ticked off. EC3 has come out here and is stealing his spotlight. The conflict, the tension between these two superstars is rising.
EC3 is coming out here because he has a huge match against Johnny Gargano.
And that match is next.
I'm coming, you guys.
Exclusively on WWE Network.
The #1 sports entertainment podcast. I'm going to say the things that other people are afraid to say. I'm going to talk about the things that they've told me. You can't talk about that. I'm Bruce Pritchard. And I'm back.
Something Else to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard. Now available on demand. Exclusively on WWE Network.
Tadbait Trend 7, we've learned that Undisputed Era has invoked the rematch clause for next week. You guys will have to defend your tag team titles on NXT.
Yep. They quite like to say that, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, yeah. They came out, they called us a joke. They called us flukes.
Flukes, you know.
It's going to be funny. It's going to be jokes listening to them trying to say that when I come out there and spin their jaw.
Fact.
Whoa.
Fact. Jokes are a fluke. I tell you what isn't a joke, and I tell you what's not a fluke. The thousands of people that watched us do it in the Royal Albert Hall, watched Mustache Mountain take the NXT Tag Team Championships from them, clean as a whistle. So, you know what, we did it there, we did it in our homeland. I think it's only fair that we repay it and smash them up in their end. Yeah. Let's go to Full Sail. Let's bang them out there as well. Sound?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's have it.
Well, Mustache Mountain clearly out to prove that their victory at the historic Royal Albert Hall was no fluke, and they'll get the opportunity to do just that because the Undisputed Era have invoked their rematch clause and will get their rematch for the NXT Tag Team Championships against Bait and Seven next week on NXT.
And with his upcoming NXT Championship match against Tommaso Ciampa now official, what can we expect from Aleister Black next week on NXT? The Bellicose Brawler will be live at Full Sail University as Aleister Black prepares for another NXT Championship event just 3 weeks from tonight.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Palm Springs, Florida, weighing 231 pounds, EC3!
He's NXT's golden goose. The best here, the best there, the best anywhere. But as of yet, NXT is not NX3.
opponent from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing 199 pounds, Johnny Gargano!
Johnny Gargano went into NXT TakeOver Chicago 2 looking to take everything away from his one-time best friend, Tommaso Ciampa, who has tormented Gargano and his wife, Candice LeRae, for months. Instead, Ciampa took victory from Gargano, and one has to wonder about Johnny Gargano's mindset coming into this match.
Well, we saw earlier today when both these competitors were making their way into the arena. EC3 looked calm and confident. Gargano, mind was elsewhere, and understandably so. That was an inhumane amount of punishment. Those two, being Ciampa and Gargano, put themselves through.
Somehow, someway, Gargano has to put that in his rearview mirror as he explodes on EC3.
Gargano taking it right to EC3. EC3 trying to make a quick escape.
And thus far, Johnny Gargano is shooing Johnny wrestling. He just wants to fight. EC3 stopping Gargano's momentum.
Settle down!
Trying to settle down Johnny wrestling. That's hard to do.
Good luck with that.
A power advantage of EC3 on display. EC3 thought he was signing up for a wrestling match. He wants to settle things down. Pressed by Gargano, raining down the left hand. An ultra-aggressive Johnny Gargano.
Well, EC3 just hasn't been able to get out of the gates, but perhaps that's because his mind isn't on Gargano. Perhaps it's still on Velveteen Dream.
And for Johnny Gargano, after tasting bitter defeat, painful loss at NXT TakeOver Chicago, coming out to make a statement, but EC3 just made a statement right there.
Finally, the 1%er manages to create a little bit of space and a little bit of breathing space, more like it.
NXT Universe split down the middle. EC3 realizes what a victory over Johnny Gargano would mean for his NXT tenure.
But the question is, though, Nigel, can he close the deal? Can he secure the victory over Johnny Gargano?
It's an important question, Percy, to ask.
Back first to the corner. Oh, what a vicious corner clothesline by EC3 on Gargano.
How's your neck?
Remember,
man!
Somersault neckbreaker by EC3, targeting that neck of Johnny Gargano again. Remember, Gargano on the receiving end of that devastating DDT at TakeOver Chicago 2.
Not just a devastating DDT, a devastating DDT onto the unprotected boards. I'm surprised that Gargano can still walk.
And it's not surprising that EC3 is exploiting that injured part of Gargano's anatomy, showcasing his high ring IQ.
Tommaso Ciampa has showed the world and brutalized the neck of Johnny Gargano, leaving the opening right now for EC3.
And EC3 killing two birds with one stone, also just neutralizing Gargano's aggressive start.
Well, let's not forget, it was a month or two ago that Johnny Gargano interrupted the match that EC3 was in when he came into the arena with a signed contract. That's a show of disrespect if ever I saw one.
Vicious forearm by Gargano. Gargano uncorks another forearm across the face of EC3.
Protect yourself.
Reversal on the Irish whip. Gargano eats a lethal back elbow by EC3.
Gargano is hurt. Can he get back on top?
EC3 potentially sending Johnny Gargano to the dentist after that devastating elbow. Corner avalanche by EC3.
Continue.
Just look at the size and the vascularity of EC3.
EC3 says his name stands for the formula of success.
Shit, come out and fight me like that, Gargano! I'm not Ciampa!
Thus far being successful at neutralizing Johnny Gargano, continuing to target Gargano's injured neck.
Well, it has been a perfect formula thus far since he enacted it. Slowing the match down as well. When you have a considerable size advantage on your opponent, that is certainly helps you.
Big scoop and a slam by EC3. Participated in that legendary ladder match.
Say my name! EC3!
At NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Just came up short, but doesn't with that diving elbow drop. EC3 was looking to become NXT North American Champion. Tonight he's looking to hand Johnny Gargano another loss, Percy.
Now that might just happen. That brings me to my next point. Think about all the brutal wars, matches that Johnny Gargano has had, from the unsanctioned match to the street fight in Chicago. What condition is he in physically, I wonder?
Well, and mentally. Remember, sports entertainment, combat sports, 95% mental. And Johnny Gargano ends up on the apron and catches EC3 with that roundhouse kick to the face.
There's no doubt Johnny Gargano hits a beautiful spear. He looks ticked off, he looks fired up.
Suicida by Johnny Gargano, continuing to throw caution to the wind. Gargano with a tenacious attack, but EC3 avoiding that attack. Hitting Gargano right over with that clothesline. EC3 with a 1, 2.5.
A lot of body weight behind that clothesline. Drove him down, almost a lariat.
You see EC3 looking around with the perplexed look of how in the world, what am I going to use next to put away Johnny Gargano? We all know how much it takes to keep a man like Johnny Gargano down.
EC3 may have come short in the six-man ladder match. May have tasted defeat in that first ever tag team match at Royal Albert Hall, but EC3 is undefeated in singles competition. Wants to remain perfect against the double tough Johnny Gargano, and Gargano is exhibiting that toughness tonight.
Trading punches back and forth. This could be it.
Whoa. Reversal by Gargano. Step up Enziguri.
That's just that elusiveness and that quickness, able to hit offensive maneuvers out of nowhere by Johnny Gargano.
He's hurt, grabbing at his back of his neck.
EC3 walks right into the boot. Gargano dives off the turnbuckle, the strength of EC3. Gargano looking to cinch in, the Gargano escape.
Gargano was attempting the crucifix, couldn't get over it, realized.
Too much power by EC3.
Reversal by EC3. Whoa! And the power of EC3. Sit out power bomb.
That's it.
Gargano is down, but not out.
That is a sign of experience from EC3. He had Gargano down. He realized he wasn't going to get the 3 count, so he picked him up with brute strength, drove him down again, and got even closer.
EC3 was on the verge of vanquishing Johnny Gargano with the counter sit-out powerbomb.
He still is. Look at Gargano, his eyes, he doesn't know where he is. Or does he?
Johnny Gargano's demeanor has changed. What is going through his mind? He sees EC3 sitting up.
You see the rage is building up in Johnny.
Johnny Gargano has flashbacks of what Tommaso Ciampa did to him. He thinks EC3 is mocking him. Super kick by Gargano. And another super kick.
Oh my Lord.
Gargano's demeanor has completely changed. He is no longer Johnny Gargano. And look at this. He's exposing his knee.
He has become what he hates.
No.
Gargano sees Tommaso Ciampa, but he runs right in to the fireman's carry. Gargano wanting to put in the Gargano escape. He has it cinched in.
EC3's in trouble.
Johnny Gargano has transmogrified in front of our very eyes. And yet EC3's able to reach up to the bottom rope. But look at Gargano. He's not breaking the hold.
You got 5 seconds, man.
This is not the Johnny Wrestling I know.
No, it's not. more Johnny.
Oh!
Gargano has absolutely changed Percy. We've never seen this kind of aggression out of Johnny Gargano.
Not at all. He didn't even care. He didn't even try to bring EC3 to the center of the ring. He just wanted to apply the hold and hurt EC3.
Look at Johnny Gargano's face. Oh my God! He's looking to rearrange EC3. Johnny Gargano has lost it. Johnny Gargano has officially snapped at Full Sail Live. Johnny Gargano has yet to exorcise the demon of Tommaso Ciampa, now taking it out on EC3. Remember the DDT at TakeOver, Nigel.
Exactly the same.
The cover by Gargano.
Here's your winner, Johnny Gargano.
Gargano gets past EC3, but boy, did Johnny Gargano show a dark side we've never seen.
A devastating last half of this match. A Johnny Gargano that none of us have seen before.
Without a doubt, man, this is clearly a different man. Look in the eyes, and you've heard Candice LeRae say it. What are the lengths that Johnny Gargano has gone to rid himself of Tommaso Ciampa?
Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano's significant other, but Johnny Gargano with a devastating DDT, a case of diabolical deja vu.
Question is, has Johnny Gargano become exactly what he hates?